And I had to tell them, like, you can't come this way. And then it took so long for emergency services to arrive.
Hey everybody, Erico here. I'm back again on your computer screens. My voice sounds kind of congested, or I have like a deep, sexy raspiness to my voice. It's because I've been sick with the flu. It's like I've been ran over by a crowd, hit by a freight train, everything, you guys. I've been sick in bed, not able to move. It has not been fun at all. But speaking of crowds, what happened on Halloween in ITAEWON was devastating for everyone, especially for many of the families, especially for many of the people that were there. No one thought that something as simple and fun as just a regular celebration on Halloween night would end up being that. However, and no disrespect, and without going into too much detail, I wasn't too surprised when I found out that this happened, because there's always some type of crowd problem and problem with control with South Korea, and them learning how to really control crowds is kind of just like, hey, here it is, yeah, yippee, you know, that's really like how it is. And to know that there's more to this story, and that's really what I want to talk about, because now there are many people who are protesting, there are many people who are angry, there are many people that are going, and they're going to the shrines that are made by people they're putting them along the streets. And it's so sad, because now there's information that's come out that it took so long for medical responders to get to the location, and then when they got there, the police wasn't trying to let them through to help people. Then on top of that, we're getting correspondence from the control tower where literally the hospital and the fire department and the people down below with the medical people are going back and forth saying that they're not letting us through. The police are not letting us through. Then it's like, okay, after a while they finally let them through. Then it's like, we got a whole bunch of bodies. Then we have a whole bunch of people who we might be able to save. So, you know, the hospital's like, okay. And then the medical responders are like, we're sending all these bodies to you. And they're like, no, don't send the bodies. Send the people that might still be alive, or the people that are seriously injured first. And you know, the medical responders are like, well, we just sent everybody. But they're like, no, don't do that. Tried another hospital. Same response. So they had to send people who were critically injured miles and miles away from the scene. Many of these people who went into cardiac arrest, who probably could have been saved if, one, the police had let the medical crew through, if two, the hospitals who were nearby let all these people go through and go to the emergency room to help them, we probably would have had more survivors than we would have had victims. And people that are no longer with us, many people who were women, many people who were young people. There are people who survived, who have given their accounts, and they were saying that at first they thought that it was a whole joke. First they thought that it was something that wasn't real. And then they finally realized, and they started screaming, they're like, there are people over there that are literally dying. And even all of the accounts, they all said it took forever for the medical response to come. South Korea really dropped the ball on this one. They dropped the ball on crowd control. If this was Japan, you better believe there would have been cops out there dividing that crowd, having people in an orderly line, and waving people along. They wouldn't have had those crowds just smushed together, shoulder to shoulder like that. Everyone's seeing that. I mean, looking down, if you see an above view, it was bound that something was going to happen that night. All those people just all compacted in there, in that space like that. And you mean to tell me with all the cameras, with all the technology, that they couldn't foresee that and they couldn't say, yeah, let's get down there and try to control that before something happens? I understand everybody's anger. I understand everybody's tears. Because this could have been prevented.
It's not unusual, but this was next level. Shoulder to shoulder, front to back, just shimmying along on those streets. Oh, no control about where you're going to move at times, based on where the crowd pushes you.
When do you start letting your human instincts come into play in certain situations? There's no way I could have been a cop and stood there and not let those people through. I don't care what anyone had to say about anything. I don't care about orders from above. I just would have lost my job that day. Because I would have been like, go ahead. I'm like, I see teenagers on the ground, crushed, not able to breathe, screaming out for help. I see people carrying people, trying to drag people, their shoes and clothes all over the place. There's no way with me having a heart that I could stand by and watch that happen. And it's sad. It's sad that this all breaks down to that. And as humans, we need to do better. We really need to connect with our humanity and have more compassion for people. Because now there is over 153 people that are deceased. And that could have been a much lower number had South Korea done better with keeping their eye out for what was going on Halloween night in ITAEWON. So you guys, this is a lot to think about. Put below how you feel about this. My prayers go out to the families of the victims, to the people that were there that survived it and lived to tell the tale and that are telling their story. I'm thankful for you all. I know it's hard, but it's good that you all spoke out because it shedded a whole lot of light on where South Korea went wrong. Definitely. So thank you. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram, my social blog, and East Asian Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. Oh, I'm so sick. And remember, be real. Stay real. Live in the real. And I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your comments. Approach this topic with grace. And I will be back for another video. Hopefully in better condition. Oh my goodness.